Good evening, everybody. I am Medium Drew, and we're about to go live. So, welcome to Press Pause. If you've never been here before or haven't done Press Pause with me, so we do live Q and A, no bullshit Q and A. And let me just say a few things before I start. So, as you guys are logging on, if you're logging in, stop by, say hi. I just want to make sure I'm live. So, there's a little bit of a delay. So, I never knew I could do this until I was 33, 34. And it's an honor and a privilege for me to share this space with people. I do readings pretty much every day now. I teach some courses, host guided live meditations, and do a lot of groups. So if you're interested in this type of thing, just stop by, say hi. Hey, let me just open up the chat. And we'll do some live Q&A, live readings, and a guided meditation, and maybe some back and forth. Let me just open this up. Here we go. Hey, Lane. Okay. Hey, Janice, I think. Hey, CJ. All right, cool. So, as we get into this, a couple things. One is I used to do this like every week. We're about to get back to that. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do it Monday nights or I used to do it Thursday mornings, and then I was doing it Wednesday mornings. So my schedule has changed a bit with my daughter and things like that. So I just want to make sure. Hey, Lisa. So yeah, if you guys are stopping by, just drop a note to say hi, maybe where you're from. Hey, Sandra. All right, cool. And I will put the link in there for you guys to get in the like queue to get on the video. But also, I read for the people in the comments. Hey, Amanda. Excuse me, I have this little horse cough thing going on, and my dog is trying to jump over my laptop. So if you haven't seen me do this before, hey, Lisa. SoCal, nice. I actually lived in Pacific Beach and OB, Ocean Beach, for a while, mostly in Pacific Beach. No, actually, mostly in Ocean Beach. Sorry. I loved it out there. Surfed, played music, and then I was home in 2 years. I had hair down here. Thought I was going to be a rock star. I was in a band. And I don't know. It was a beautiful thing. I was young, though. I think I turned 21 over there or 20. All right. Hey, Janet. Hey, Valerie. Hey, Sarah. Elaine from Atlanta. Hey, I lived in Georgia too for a while. I was in the Army and I was stationed out of Fort Stewart, 3rd Infantry Division. I am a rock star. Thanks, Lisa. uh, so, hey, Bonnie. Teresa, Florida. Nice. Actually, my parents are down on the west coast of Florida right now. Or my dad, I should say. My mom's fast. Hopper, you can't step on that. Go over there. Only when I get on this, it's like when I get on Zoom, his head pops over my laptop and he's like, "What's up?" His whole mantra, come on, come on, is how do I get involved? I used to have a dog who was like just really mellow. His name was Tyler. He was a cocker too. Hey, buddy. And it was so funny. He was like, if you threw a ball to him, he'd be like, "You go get it." Amanda Milson, Suffern, New York. Nice. That's where my office is, actually. Suffern. Hey, Donna from Pennsylvania. Hey, Dee from Wisconsin. Nice. Claire from Ramsey. That was where my other office was. I love that office till COVID. Hey, Valerie. Okay, Bonnie, upstate New York. Saratoga is my home away from home. I love it up there. I don't know why I love upstate New York. Well, I shouldn't say that, but I just do. I was just home with a friend of mine. So I know I told you guys that like a couple days ago. I think either last week or just recently in the last week or so. Sorry, my timeline gets crazy whenever I have my daughter for the weekends. I was going to do a live Q&A. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do that. So I wanted to start out tonight. Hey, Kristen from Vermont, Jody from Vermont. Um, yeah, actually, I went to school in New Hampshire, Plymouth State. Now it's Plymouth University, I think. All I did was snowboard, though. That's all I did. All right, so a few things. So one is I curse like a truck driver. I don't levitate. I don't have a bad form of God. And I never knew that I was a medium until I was in my early 30s. And, I'm 49, been doing this a little while. I studied at Arthur Findlay College. I went overseas for psychic sciences and mediumship. And it is not a college where you go for a semester and get a degree. Someone just said they were from Lily Dale, I think. I taught at Lily, New Jersey. Got it. Hey, Liliana. So I had this breakthrough. I was on the phone. My sister put me on the phone with this psychic, and she was like, "Drew, you're going to do this work." And I'll never forget being like, I was making a lot of money at a financial service type of company that after I got out of the army, and I don't know, I was making a lot of money. I didn't have any interest in other work. And even when she referred to it as work, I was like, "What do you mean I'm going to do this work?" And I lived in Rivervale, New Jersey, and right outside of the city. And she was like, "Just trust me." And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And she's like, "Your spirit guys want to meet you." I'll never forget it. I was like looking around my house, and I was like, just wanted to call bullshit, you know. And I'm like, 80% of what she said was right, but I was focused on the 20% that she got wrong. And she was just like, "Look, you need to meditate tonight." And she was like, "Are you sitting next to a fireplace with a brown dog?" And I was like, "Yeah." And that freaked me out. I just remember being like, "Oh shit, this might be real." And at that time, this is like 10, 11. I didn't know that. It was just weird. I had no idea that, this wasn't like, any time where they could get anything from your phone or social media or anything like that. So anyway, and I didn't know that you could develop this. I just thought you were like one of those poltergeist ladies that lived on the boardwalk, that you go to when you're drinking, get your palm read. They were pretty good. So I didn't really not believe in it. I think I just, being Irish and Italian, growing up you can't get really any more Catholic than that as far as upbringing and traditions. My father was in law enforcement. My mom was, an Irish homemaker. She did sell real estate for a while. But this wasn't like something that we didn't grow up like playing around with tarot cards. When I had this breakthrough, I meditated that night. I Googled how to meditate, and I'll never forget that night. After, I had a meditation that I knew my mind wouldn't have made up. When I opened my eyes, I had all these experiences. When I stopped seeing the apparitions or whatever you want to call it, the energy that was like now alive in my house, and I wasn't afraid. It was weird. It was like homecoming. Very strange feeling because thinking back, like if you told me you had this story, I'd be like, "Why didn't you run?" Like what were you doing? It was just weird. There was like this compulsion to just stay and this curiosity. And then when I stopped seeing them like physically, because it was actually like almost vertigo disorienting, it took a lot of energy for them to show themselves physically. It was like mind to mind connection. It was almost as if they saw my thought before it came into my head and they would answer immediately. So it was really wild. And then I started picking up other things for other people, and slowly but surely found my way to teachers. I'd be around, and there were a lot of bad teachers in the beginning. I had people tell me that I had a hole in my aura and I was leaking energy. I had people tell me that you have to close your chakras with a counterclockwise swirl above your head. And I'm like, this is the skeptic in me. I was like, well, does that mean if you're looking up or down, which is counterclockwise? I thought, someone told me I had a hole in my aura and I was leaking life. I was like, how do you fix it? So I thought I opened a portal in my house. So anyway, I ended up over the next, 5, 6 years, really getting into development. And I studied with some world renowned tutors, people, some names you would know, some you wouldn't. And I was relentless. I went anywhere and everywhere that they taught mediumship. I got into auras and colors and cards and like all this different stuff, crystals. I did spiritual healing and trance healing, studied physical mediumship, sat in circles in England, almost moved to the UK because that's where the majority of my development was. It was very hardcore, serious, disciplined mediumship rooted in evidence. Because I didn't want to tell you about your karmic debt, which I could just make stuff up. I wanted to know, who is this on the other side that's trying to connect with you? And how do we know it's them? And what do they want to say? Like, why are they here? So that was kind of what I ended up endeavoring to do. And although I do consider myself a psychic medium, I don't do a lot of just psychic readings where I predict the future. I feel like that's not really meant for that. I didn't use the word psychic in my name for like 8 or 9 years, you know, uh, not to be smart, but, I didn't want people coming up to me like, I did have somebody that was like, should I have this baby? And I was like, what? Like, that's a lot of responsibility that I don't want. And if it comes up in a reading, like nowadays, I do some guidance and intuitive insight, kind of spiritual counseling, whatever you want to call it. But I want it to be rooted in practical applicability. And what I mean by that is that I could talk to you about being a star seed and a light worker and the unicorns and lollipops and all this stuff. Not that I don't believe it, but how is that going to give you utility in your life with everything that's going on in order for you to have a better step forward or whatever? So to me, I learned mediumship first, evidential mediumship, um, the seeing, hearing, and feeling. And I was very clairaudient at first, and then it kind of morphed into everything. And I think all the classes I took, I ended up teaching like this butterfly series, and I teach a mediumship development group on Wednesday nights, and on Tuesday nights I teach this beginners intuition, awakening intuition course. But one of the beautiful things is like getting into healing, and eventually I got Reiki certified because in the States, if you say spiritual healing, people will be like, "Do you touch me?" and I fall down. You know, I just be like, "No, no, 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 that's not what I do." So I got into channeling for a little while. I do have a guide on occasion that I'll channel, but I don't really put it out there publicly. I find I'm still so skeptical of everything I receive. I want to make sure that, and for me, ultimately, one of my major rules is for other people, if it doesn't help or it doesn't heal, it's probably bullshit and not real. I'm not saying I don't get information that maybe people don't want to hear, but they might need to hear that. So I try to keep it real, honest, of the utmost authenticity and integrity. If I'm not getting a natural and organic connection, I will stop a reading, or if somebody's demanding someone who's not really present, I don't want to, I didn't get into this um, to make it like a business or to look like I'm special. I always joke, I don't levitate, I don't have a bat phone to God. My life is not easy. I do meditate, I pray a lot, and I try to be a better human. And in developing these abilities develop me. And I would also say, uh, not to get too into it, but from the time I got sober and clean is the time that my spirituality revealed itself to me in the form of mediumship. So those two to me are in lockstep. I'm still actively sober, very proactive. In a 12-step program that I'm very active with, and I have a lot of really, really great friends and a lot of other people that have these awakenings. It's not uncommon when you get clean or clear. Um, and people ask me all the time, was it always there or did it come? I don't know. I play a lot of music. I write, and sing, singer songwriter, if you will. I don't really do it out publicly anymore, but I was really, really into it, and I would say that's the closest thing to me for like that I can think of that mediumship, or even like running. When my mind would take a back seat in anything I did, and I was really inspired. I just always thought I was really good with people. I just liked working with people, and I enjoyed the back and forth and the new personalities and things like that. I had no idea. So a lot of psychic just means of or related to the soul. Most people identify with the word empath, right? Empath is just the psychic aspect of the the emotions and the energy, right? It's not like, I really loathe when people tell me, like, well, I'm an empath, so I absorb everyone's negative energy. So what's everyone else's job? To like send negative energy to the empaths? So it's not that. It's just usually people have poor boundaries and they don't know. They never developed, they never cultivated this, and they didn't know that they could shut it off and on. And they doesn't mean you can be less sensitive, but you don't have to be open to everyone else's sensitivity. And also, what's mine? What's yours? What's spirits? Right? That takes time. If you're looking to develop, I would love to talk with you or get you in our programs, or find someone who you really feel like does what they say they do and teaches like the way they work. I try to hold myself to the highest standard. I'd rather be real than be right. I don't mind getting things wrong. Sometimes I feel like I have to get something wrong the first time to understand it. I always joke, there were these two ladies that drove from like Syracuse or something, and it was really far. I was really nervous I wasn't going to be able to read for them. And I'll never forget this tiny baseball bat in my mind's eye was floating into like a dollhouse garage made out of popsicle sticks. And I remember just sitting there really perplexed, like, and I finally said, "What's with the bat in the garage?" And they were like, "Holy shit, we killed a bat in the garage before we left today." and I think it had something to do with a baseball bat. They were chasing it with a bat, but they didn't kill it with a bat, something like that. And I could have been like, so what's with the little baseball figures or the doll houses? They would have been like, this guy's terrible. I don't know what you're talking about. So the information, the content that I receive won't be wrong, but the context I understand it in and deliver it in can be. So that's where the cultivation is, the bridging the gap, right? I have to raise my vibration, they have to lower theirs. You don't have to know your spirit guide's name in order to do this work. Although I know a few of the energies that work with me, I would argue that they only show us what is comfortable for us to see. So if you're uber religious, you'll see probably religious beings or beings that'll make you feel comfortable. I don't feel that I have access to anything that you don't. I just feel like for whatever reason, that thought, I'll get started in a sec. That thought like, oh, she's pregnant, right? You have that thought and then it goes away. Like you forget about it. And 3 days later, they text you and I think I had that thought. I thought that, but you don't remember, or you have intuitive dreams or, precognition, all these different things, but you can't get ahead of it. That's the cultivation. The cultivation is understanding that you might be able to harness it a little bit, but it's not to control. It's not up to me. I don't get to read who I want, when I want, have whoever I want to come through. If I could do spirit DJ all of the time, I would. I could do spirit DJ sometimes. But you might say, I want to hear from my dad, Paul, and I'll get your grandma, Elizabeth. So it just depends. It's a very humbling process learning this, and I just wanted to share it with you guys live. So what I'd like to start with before we get into any readings, once we get into readings, there's no coming out of that, and people get a little bit over the top with it. I understand, but just chill for a moment. Um, I'd really like to have any questions so I can start with that. I said I would do this the other night. I don't have the questions with me. I'm sorry if you sent me questions. We had a lot of questions sent. I had something come up and I couldn't follow up and come on here. Hey, Jess from PA. Hey, Lisa from North Carolina. Cool. Um, okay. Hey, Tara. Um, how do you have your spirit guide revealed, Valerie? Um, that's a very personal thing. So I actually, so funny. So I'm doing this guided meditation called Spirit Guides and Angels. It's like several parts to it, but it can't guarantee you. So all I would say is what probably won't make you trust that you meet your spirit guide is a guided meditation in one shot that you sit down and you're going to go meet your spirit guide, right? Spirit guide's job is to make you your best guide and to not be it's not like I walk around going, "What do you think, Caleb? What do you think, Cali?" Right? I think it's important to note that maybe in the beginning we kind of needed that, but for the most part, meeting your spirit guides might not change anything for you. So I would say meditation, taking care of yourself, and not expecting it or demanding it. Because if your mind has any part of it, it should be when it's unexpected from an unexpected person that's so overwhelming. My experience was so overwhelming, I couldn't ignore it. And I just knew that these are my guides. And look, these are the types of things. It's like synchronicities. You ever try to explain to somebody, like, oh my God, it was 11:11. I walked outside, a butterfly flew and landed on my windshield. And then it was like, a song came on, and they're looking at you like, uh huh, you know? So I take myself not so seriously, but I take what I do very seriously. Spirit guides are very interesting. If there was a specific way to reveal them to you, I promise you I would share it. There are occasions where I'm doing a reading and I'll be aware of somebody's guide. And maybe there's some people that are more inclined to kind of be aware of that, but how do you prove that? So they have to have had some sort of maybe questionable experience they're unsure of that they get a confirmation from. I feel like, it's a very personalized thing. The spirit guides and angels thing that I do, and I'm also doing a very specific grief-based guided meditation to, like, not only for healing but also to connect with loved ones that have passed, specifically for kids. So if you're a parent, please subscribe to mediumdrew.com. I'm working on it. It's coming out in hopefully the next week or two. But I just want to make sure that everything's right. So, hey, just saying from Eugene, Oregon. Hey, what's up? Um, Tara Lee, my priest and friend passed away young. Understood. So spirit guide questions are always a good one, but you know, again, I know a lot of really good mediums. They don't really necessarily know the name. And spirit guides, how do we know they're one person? They might represent a whole group. Some, if you're very Catholic, you might get Catholic saints or Jesus or Archangel Michael. Like, I think it depends on your beliefs and your needs. For me, it was totally unexpected, and I could tell that story a different time. Um, One thing I'll say is I used to go by the name Drew Cali, Cali, but my real last name is Paula Frone. Real easy, right? So when I started, I had this, other financial business, and I didn't want to tie that to the banks or anything to do with psychic medium because I was not really sure I wanted to do this or if I was going to do it. Although I was kind of obsessed because it kept happening around other people, just not for me. Like I couldn't sit around and talk to my people. It happened for, other people. These abilities are abilities. They become gifts when other people get to benefit from them. Um, so Cali, I basically lost a gig. I was supposed to do this big group for this hospital, and they said if you don't, at the time, this is before social media, what it is. They were like, you have to have a website to be considered a vendor, and I didn't really have a name. I used Medium Drew, I think, but so anyway, I prayed on it. I'm like, what do I needed a company like an LLC for the money to be, I didn't want to do it as a person or human or as an individual. Sorry, without getting too technical, I woke up in the middle of the night and I had this experience with a spirit guide, a Native American with a headdress on that was a great giant head of a bear. And I just knew his name was Great Bear. This was early on. I always felt his energy around when I was doing healing or guided meditation. He always made me feel safe. And I only saw him like once or twice over a 5 year period. And that was like, one was a smoky version, one was like a meditative version. But I'll never forget. I felt like I knew him better than anyone I knew in my life. Very odd. And then that 2 years later, when I needed a name, I prayed on it for like 2 weeks. I'm like, I don't know. Should I have like a company name? Should I use my real name? Woke up in the middle of the night. No shit. I heard going back to Cali. And I saw a Mac Cali building. And here in Jersey, New York, we have these MACKCALI buildings. So I saw the Cali. So I got up. It was like 2:22 in the morning. I remember that. And I don't know why. I went and I Googled Cali, and Cali was the constellation previously known as Great Bear. How cool is that? So I knew that this was like, that's the things that have happened to me or for me. Because if I just came up with a name, I would always be questioning it. So I became Drew Cali. I still have the Cali Center for Healing Meditation and intuitive arts, but I would have never named it like the Polifrone Center, you know? So, again, these are all very personalized experiences, and, they vary person to person, I would say. So, really good question. Um, Let me see. Are there any other questions like intuitive? I know everyone likes being an empath because it doesn't put the burden of responsibility on you having to do any kind of like reading work. But every empath that comes on my awakening intuition courses and the butterfly courses can do mediumship. So if you're sensitive to energy, there's a way to. The only difference between psychic just means of or related to the soul, and it's really just a connection with the living, right? And it's the language of mediumship. It doesn't matter if they spoke Russian, Chinese, Portuguese, they don't have a voice. They don't have a voice out loud. They don't have a voice box. So their voice is through these energy impressions. So sometimes it's like charades audio underwater. Sometimes I can hear it crystal clear. But I would say that mediumship is just when a consciousness or a spirit steps into my psychic field and influences me to say something so that you know who they are. And there's a difference. There's a quickening with mediumship. When mediumship happens, I was surprised. It was like my thoughts go completely blank. My ADD comes to work here. It goes completely blank, and I can't even gather where I was in my conversation. All of a sudden, I'm aware of like a male or female or whatever it is, And look, sometimes I'll feel it's somebody's mom, it's their grandma, or it's their mom, it's their mother-in-law or stepmom, or like a mom or something like that. But like I can't make a Steve into a Jack, right? Sometimes John is Joe, but I can't make something into what it's not. And I feel like sometimes we have so much access to mediums nowadays. Get a lot of people that come in and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, she would always say that in a reading," and I'm like, I don't believe that mediumship. It should be the neon sign in the spiritual shop. I don't believe mediumship is to be used for you to go to monthly connections to connect with people on the other side, especially the same person over and over. I understand it for healing and for springboarding you forward, but the healing and transformation comes from inside. It's not something that someone else can give you. They can give you, lanterns in the dark, but I really strongly believe that because sometimes I get someone who's gone too often and it feels like a thinness in the connection and they're never happy with the reading. And then they're like, "Oh my God, is my person not okay?" Because, it's like almost redundant, or you don't feel like there's a need. When there's a need and you come in for a reading, it's just nonstop, and I'm always honest about it. Like, if for some reason I can't connect with someone, I offer a reschedule, and if I can't connect again, then I'll give them a refund. I'm not going to take somebody's money and bullshit them. The really good readings are unmistakable. The magic is in the unexpected. I've gotten crazy things like the names of pet frogs to, and then someone comes in with like a specific code word, and if you don't say that, no matter what you get, they're not happy. So it's a very humbling process. And I decided at a certain point, or I came to the conclusion at a certain point, that my job is to not convince everybody that this is real or that I am real. The work should do that for you. The connection should do that for you. The evidence should do that for you. And we'll do some of that a little bit tonight. Betsy, definitely interested in that. Awesome. And again, I'll just say this. I have a gallery coming up with Farrah Gibson, fantastic medium, West Coast, Arizona, through Helping Parents Heal. Met her at the conference. People like, uh, Anita Morajani were there, James Van Prague. I was lucky enough to work there and share space with these incredible mediums. The psychic lawyer. Like I met all these really great people, and Helping Parents Heal. If you lost a child, it's a wonderful organization. And also they have Helping Siblings Heal. It's a really great organization. But Farrah Gibson and me are doing something in April online, a live gallery. I think it's only like $50 a ticket. If you're interested, you can find it on the website under live events. And I'm doing one in Hohokus, New Jersey at House of Beauty in at the end of March, March 27th. I think there's only 20 tickets. We're going to keep it really small and intimate. I kind of like doing that when I can. And then we have something coming up in Saratoga, but I haven't decided a date yet. Or it's not that I haven't decided. We're trying to make the dates work for the hotel and for me. So if you're in those areas, check them out. I do have an office in Suffern, New York, on the border of, it's like 5 minutes from my Ramsey office. So it's right over the border of Mawa into Suffern, New York. So if you're interested, I do a lot of Zoom and phone. There is no difference. And you'll see tonight, we'll connect with people through Facebook and YouTube, and it'll be just like if you were sitting in the room with me. I understand that psychologically, might feel different to you, the experience, but the information flows the same. I don't know that it's any different. I've had a lot of Zoom. I've been using Zoom since 2014. So when the Zoom boom of COVID happened, it wasn't really a big deal for me. I know a lot of people took a while, but you can check out the pricing at mediumdrew.com. And we're probably, if you sign up and subscribe today, we're going to send out a coupon in the morning or later tonight for all the subscribers to our website. We have some changes coming up, and we did update our website. Some of it I like, some of it I don't love, but I'll stand behind it. Mediumdrew.com. All right, we're working on retreats. I know a lot of people signed up for retreats. We had a couple planned, and we had to change them. So we will keep you posted on that. So let's see what we got. Spirit guide's a good question. I've been interesting. Hey, Carrie, been interested in developing further for quite some time. Awesome. We first connected via Blog Talk Radio 10 years ago. Yes, I did it with Shelly Wilson and Kim Griffin out of North Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina. Fantastic medium. We early on we developed a little bit together, but we stayed friends for a long time. She's wonderful. Hey, David from Chicago. All right. We will get into readings. Okay. If you need it that bad, just book a reading. Please don't make it like everyone else's problem that you have a need. And I will say that, a little bit of an emotional cooling period sometimes is needed. How to determine if a spiritual vision versus a regular daydream or thought? Deja Boykin. That's a really good question, Deja. So fear can drive a lot, right? Think about it. Like, I have a almost 8-year-old daughter, and I used to always have this visual that she was going to fall and hit her head on the tub. She's all wobbly when she's little, and that felt like I had to really like calm that down. So all I would say is, it's very difficult and it takes time. and it takes practice. And the reason I started teaching wasn't because I thought I was some great teacher. It was like sharing a practical experience to get things wrong and right in real time with small bits of theory at a time to see how it naturally works through you. The reason I say that is because, some of you, and drop an emoji with like, thumbs up only if this happens to you. You have a dream and then it comes true, but you forgot about it, or you might have told one person, but it didn't get to the person and like change anything, and I think people get confused on that. I don't know. Even these people that are predicting things that are happening this year and last with the UAPs and the drones and all these things, it's very cool and very interesting. But again, it's just confirming that we are where we're supposed to be. I don't subscribe to you coming in as I had this one person recently come in, middle-aged person, sat down. I'm divorced. My kids are grown up, set with money. Now what? And I was like, so you want all like, for me, there's not a need there. There's a want, maybe a boredom even. And I'm not saying that I don't get that kind of information. I do, but there's got to be other things. I'll get like everything from weddings to births, what's coming, maybe who's not even pregnant yet. That's happened before and it's happened on lives. So I just would say that, you know, it's a very fine line between my thought and spirit's thought. So meditation, meditation, meditation. I sit in the power, which is a little different than meditating. I don't go on a mental journey. I sit in the power to expand my energy hours to be more receptive to spirit. And I went for almost 4 years every week or two for Reiki. I do a lot of work to go beyond the mind so that my mind's not running the show, and to like kind of allow spirit to show me what is what. It's not a mental game. I know there's mentalists. I know there's ESP, which is very real. If you sat in front of me and we're thinking five, 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 five for 10 minutes, I might pick up like, why am I getting the number five, right? We're all in that together. But I would say that a spiritual vision is almost like there's this curiosity around it. It's like having a dream. Even when I do readings, it's like a daydream is happening while I'm talking with my eyes open, right? When you shut your eyes and you go into perceiving energy, it's different than when your eyes are open. You should get the same type of information, right? So it's a really good question. It's a really long subject. I would say we could sit here for 2 hours and I could explain it to you, and then you'd have more questions, different than the ones you have, like about subcategories of it. So again, really, really good question. I would say that usually a spiritual vision is revealed to you in a way that you can't ignore it, or it's a little odd. I had my mom visit me after she passed, and I remember she didn't really look like her. It was weird, but the essence of her, every even the laugh and the smile, I knew that I got a visit from my mom, but I remembered it because she didn't look the same. So, like she from a distance, she would have looked like her, but not up close. And that always got me. And it was like, for me, and that's happened to me repeatedly. Even with this dog, I had a experience I won't get into, and I knew that the exaggerated piece of it made me remember it. But a spiritual vision, if you're getting predictive things, it's very rare that you get them where you can go and bring them to somebody and change the outcome of it. I don't know that most of us, if not all of us, are meant to do that. So if you're trying to get ahead of it, you have to study this in a way that is testing things out. You need more positive reinforcement to have more confidence, and you have to be willing to get it wrong. If you're waiting for it to be perfect and right, you'll never do this, and you'll never explore or expand on that. Right. So again, psychic just means of or related to the soul. These spiritual abilities are for all of us. All right. Let me see. My deceased parents have always left showings, but for over 2 months haven't seen them. I don't know what you mean by showings. Maybe it's a typo from spell check. I'm not sure. Hey, Sharon. Kerry, how did you learn when it comes to grounding for your own energy? It's difficult for you to go to crowd places. I would say yes and no. So for the first like 10 years I did this, um, I would say that like any kind of protective measure is done by how I live. What do you do when nobody's looking? Do you put away the cart or do you not? Do you litter and walk away? it's the little things for me. Um, and I would say that, now I do this prayer and meditation on a regular basis, but grounded depends how you look at it. If you're talking about putting roots of trees through your feet to feel more connected to the earth, do I like being barefoot on the grass when it's warm out? Yes. But for me, a good run or walk is very grounding. Walking outside with my dog and not, talking about spirituality, like just being me and feeling connected to what's around me and being present, that really feels grounding for me. I would use the word aligned. Um, I can only help other people as far as I've delved into me and helped me. So I'm a really big uh, uh, guy on that for whether it's therapy. I mean, listen, I went to war. I got hurt overseas. I had PTSD. Had a stillborn baby girl at 8 months and 1 week. My brother-in-law took his own life like 20 something days later. My mom just died of a really bad battle of cancer for 2 years before that. She was the type of mom where all three of us kids thought we were her favorite. So I had a lot of work to do. I mean, then I got sober and then this happened. So I would say that, staying grounded is a day-to-day thing. I think anything we do ritualistically that works, and do that until it doesn't. But I found that for some people, a visual can work, and for some people, working out works. And I find that both of those are really good. All right, let me just scroll down here. Sorry, I'm missing everyone. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Gina. My grandmother only appeared in a dream one time, and she hugged me and was very happy. I felt so happy for her. I love that. What do you suggest for people who find difficulties meditating, Marie? So, Marie, it's a really good question. What I would say is this: I've never met anybody that meditated once and was like, "This is awesome," and they did it for the next 10 or 20 years. It is called a meditation practice because it takes work. The number one thing, and I'm sure you guys can agree with me on this, right? People say, well, I can't stop my brain from thinking, or I'm too overactive, or it's not for me. It's not for anybody. It's not natural. It doesn't feel natural because we're human doings. We don't know how to be a human being, right? So my suggestion, I have this, it used to be a CD. I almost said CD. How fucked is that? So the Pearl Within is this kind of like gentle chakra meditation that I started doing for people, and I have it recorded. If you subscribe to the website, you get it automatically, I think. And if you already subscribe, just email us and we'll send it to you. It's free. The Pearl Within. It's about a 22 minute guided meditation with my voice and some music in the background. And then there's a second part for 20 minutes if you go longer with just music. What I would say is sit in the same spot at the same time every day. It's like working out. You got to get in spiritual shape, right? So have an intention for meditation, or whether it's just self exploration or just sitting still or calmness or clarity, whatever it is. But if you're going to meditate once or twice a week for 30 to 50 minutes and it's too long for you, you're not going to want to do it again. That's like if you jog, you're going to get up and run like 8 miles today. You're not going to want to run for a month, right? So you get up and you walk every day for 15 minutes until that's not enough. So you meditate for 12 minutes every day. I suggest it in the morning because you bring your meditation with you to the day instead of your day to the meditation, which is generally harder. Um, there's an old saying: if you can't find 30 minutes to meditate, you should find an hour. But it does change the way you sleep, the way that I look at things. I always feel better when things are going haywire, and they can. For me, I have custody stuff. I have all sorts of stuff in my life. Generally speaking, when I'm at my worst, it's when I'm not meditating on a regular basis and or working out. Like, manage emotions better when I'm working out, and my mind is clearer, and I sleep better when I'm meditating regularly and eating better. But meditate for 12 minutes every day for 30 days or 15 days. When that's too quick, add 3 minutes. Just have your phones with chimes on it for an alarm for 12 minutes, and just force yourself to sit still. I don't care if you use theta waves in the background. Kelly Howell has great theta waves, or whatever you want to use. But if it's that you have to go into a guided meditation every day, it won't work. You can do it a couple times a week or a couple times a month, or when you need to, because your mind will start anticipating what the voice is going to say next as you get more familiar with it. So it doesn't work all the time. Um, but you can use that until something else changes. Sound baths are great live. I don't know about recordings of them, but live they're great. So that's what I would say, and I would say that I've never met anybody that really got into meditation over a period of time that didn't swear by it. I mean, and it's not shavasana in yoga. It's not corpse pose laying on the ground for 10 or 12 minutes after doing yoga. That can be really great. I did yoga for like 8 or 9 years. And then I would meditate, and I started realizing my meditations were going deeper after that, but I had to separately meditate. To me, that was a big, big difference. Now I go anywhere from 40 to 60 minutes every day, sometimes twice a day for 30 to 40 minutes. Sometimes I do 20 minutes 3 to 4 times a day, depends how my day is, but I like to take breaks in between readings to reset, and it really helps me, and I make it like I am committed. Like there's no way that I'm not going to either meditate or pray my way into a meditative state. And when I pray my way into a meditative state, I'm not Catholic, I don't consider myself religious, but because I was brought up with that, I use Catholic prayer almost like a mini rosary to kind of get me into that mindset. It takes my mind out of it. But you have to go beyond the mind, beyond thought, and into that stillness. And after a while, most people that meditate for long periods of time sit in the stillness. You ever see those like 7 day quiet ashram getaways, things like that? There's a lot of, those can be very profound, but I crave the quiet. At first I couldn't stand it, right? And what you have to do is allow your thoughts to come and go. If you resistance is persistence. So if you're like, oh my God, I keep thinking, I gotta pee, my sink might be on, did I let my dog out? Oh my God, someone's gonna knock, or did I turn my phone off? Um, After a while, where you get to in 10 minutes, you get to in two. But you gotta do it every day. I feel like it's most profound if you do it every day. We'll do a guided meditation before we close out tonight. How about that? A little bit of an embarrassing question, but where do you think heaven is? I always thought it was in the sky, but oh, so interesting. So to me, first of all, I don't know a lot more than I know. Let me just say that. And every medium I've ever studied with, from, learned from, talked to, um, you know, the ones that I respect and the ones who are really good, we all agree that we don't know more than we know. And I really feel this. If we knew more than we were supposed to, or we really got the insight to what really is on the other side, maybe not a lot of people would stay, or we wouldn't take life as seriously, or we would deal with our challenges totally different. So I would say it's almost like, to me, it's very dimensional, right? So there's the third, fourth, fifth. There's all these different dimensions or densities. What I would say is it's like two pieces of glass where heaven is, or this next world, vibrates at a higher frequency, and you can only see what vibrates at your frequency or lower. So I remember coming out of meditations, and it looks like the table's moving, or the legs are like floating almost. And in reality, I think it's science where if a table is not, the table legs are not really touching the floor. There's always space between the atoms. So very interesting stuff. Again, I would just say that I like to simplify the complicated as opposed to complicate the simplified. Heaven to me depends on how you look at it, but I've never had a spirit come through and not be okay. I've never met any stuck spirits. I know people have those experiences. I'm not diminishing or taking away from anyone's experiences, but I sat in a circle of mediums that were saving spirits. I thought that was something I should do or look at. I didn't get anything. Sat there, and I remember hearing almost out loud in like my voice, but like an older version of it, that was like, don't waste your time with this. We don't need your help. They don't need our help, and I know there's all sorts of books and literature. All I would say is there's a lot that I don't know. Where is heaven? I don't think it's a location, just like time is very relative, right? To our people on the other side, our spirits on the other side. You're away at sleepaway camp. You'll be home in a couple of weeks. To us, they're away for the rest of our lives. We're not going to see them for a lifetime. So I would just say that. Let me just try to figure this out. The best way to succinctly answer that is it's a different dimension that's more higher frequency, more energetic, and uh, unattainable as far as our linear minds are concerned. So it's not really a place. There is a really good book by Xavier Roberts, or Chico Xavier, Chico Xavier. He wrote a book. He was from Portugal, and there's actually a movie made after it called Astral, Astral City, on Amazon. I think it's like $2. He channeled a whole book on this astral plane that is connected for souls to go before we go to the whatever is next, we go to this like entryway that's very connected to the earth. It's almost like a sphere of a conscious reality that's connected or surrounding earth. So very interesting. And listen, I've read hundreds of books. Most of them don't turn out to be true the way that it works for me, the way I see, hear, and feel, the way I perceive chakras or energy through people or auras. But I would say that it's always a really welcome and good question. Like if angels didn't have wings in the books, I don't know that we would consider that they have wings. They're just elevated beings, and I try to look at things very practically, and I try to be as open. And when I'm ready to know something, that's how I figure I'll know it. I just know that the if you read near death experiences, right? None of them are like, nah, I don't want to go, right? None of them are like, nah, let me send me back. None of them want to come back until they hear our voices or they have that emotional connection. So I don't know. I think that part of this is we have to trust. All right. Hold on. Perfect. All right. Someone's asked me, have you experienced seeing a mist of purple? I've seen a lot of colors around people. I'll end with this, and then we'll get into it a little bit. Sorry for like guzzling. I didn't realize I needed it that much. I would say, yeah, I see a lot of energy around everything. There's something in Japanese culture they're called Shintoism. They believe everything has a soul, everything has a consciousness, everything's alive, a rock, water, everything. So I always kind of love that, and I actually had some experiences about that. But I would say that there's so many levels. There's worlds within worlds that are layered within our world that it's not like spirit or heaven is separate from our world. It's actually like we're just like in the classroom, if you will, and we just we can't see outside the classroom. So mist and the colors vary. So if all of you right now close your eyes, do this with me. Just humor me, please. If you're driving, don't listen to me right now. But just close your eyes and take a couple breaths. And just let your shoulders relax. We will get into readings, I promise. As you continue to breathe, just imagine at the root of your breath or the center of your chest is a pearl, a beautiful white, perfect, smooth pearl. As you continue to breathe, it emanates a white light outwards in all directions like a star in the sky. Just notice your breath becoming white as if it's cold out. Now, I just want you to take your awareness and just notice your own aura, your own energy field. Do you get a color with that? And immediately, I just want you to be aware of my pearl. Just bring your awareness to me. And then my extended energy through me, from me, around me. What color do you see or perceive or get? And if you can, just type it over there on the side in the chat. Just type the color you got for you and then slash the color you got for me. I always find it really interesting because with your eyes closed, you receive different with your eyes open. But with your eyes closed, the imagination is the playground for spirituality, right? It's the playground for that which is intuitive, right? Or psychic. So your perception, I could get the color red for somebody, and it could mean that they have a lot of vitality, they have a lot of vibrancy, they have a lot of presence. They're very bold, they're very powerful, they're very focused, and they're very loud, right? I can get red for someone else, same shade of red, and what I'm really getting from them is a lot of fear and a lot of attachment to needing things in order to be okay. And I can get that they get really angry because they're really insecure. So my point is that, and we do this in the butterfly series where we go through the colors and the chakras, where you have a personalized meaning. You can Google what the meanings of colors are, but like I didn't never understood, it never resonated with me that the color green meant heart for heart chakra kind of thing. But I would get so all of you got different colors. See, pink, teal, light blue, red, blue. A lot of you got blue for me. And I will say that blue is my favorite color. Kind of like the blue down here where my name is, but maybe a little bit darker. But I just love blue. I always loved blue. I don't know why. I never really didn't like other colors, but I always found like purple was one of those colors that not until I got into this did it really resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. Right. So yellow can mean really someone who's really funny, really confident, really positive, like sunny. It can also mean nervous, anxious, afraid, wants to be liked. So there's all these different things. And I think that playing with them and experiencing them on your own, and remember, you're perceiving them. If you saw something in physical reality, like an aura, and it was purple, everyone else in the room should see it too. And it's not because we're so special and we have a heightened perception. Part of it's that, but it's perception, right? So we perceive more than we see. And the clairs like clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, the hearing, feeling, sensing, it's an inside out kind of awareness, right? My clairaudience are like thoughts that are not mine. It's not literally someone's voice outside my ear. In a session, as I get really connected and that power builds and the bridge gets solid, it's much more of a conversation than it is a validation process. Like, do you understand this? Do you understand that? It's much more where I can kind of hear they had a loud, booming voice, or they had a high pitched voice, or they talked really fast, or they had an accent. This is the English is their second language, and they go, yeah, like there's a building up and ending of that because they have to utilize our energy to communicate and do healings and things like that. Reddish for me, green and blue. I love it. And understanding, meditate with colors if they work for you. So I love that you guys all put those over there. Thank you for doing that. Now, with your eyes open, just look past me. Look at my silhouette on both sides, right? Just allow your eyes to soften a little bit. Some of you might need to look like at the center of my like collarbones right here, or like underneath my chin, and just like see what you perceive next to me. What color? Do you see like a white silhouette, or do you see what colors do you see within that? Just write the color that you see. The first one that comes to you, go with. Because most of you will just you'll either get it or feel it. You won't necessarily see it, or you think you need to see it, but you're getting it a different way, so you ignore that you're actually receiving it. So it is kind of a mine field in the mind that we have to get past because we've learned all these things to logic our way through and not sense. But and also auras and colors. When I'm with somebody and I'm sensing a color or feeling or seeing a color within their aura, it's always speaking something to me. There's a reason that it's being revealed to me with that color. It tells me something that they need to hear or know or let go of. It's never just for me, for me to see so that I can see color. So if you guys are having those kinds of experiences, go with it and just trust that the universe is trying to open you up to more. It doesn't have to look like what you think it should. I always tell people like 70 or 80% of the people that develop these abilities don't necessarily do this as a profession. That's probably a good thing. You have to really, really, the curiosity can be the calling at first. You're just curious about it. There's probably 1% of people on the earth that are like curious if they can do it. And then there's maybe like 10% of those 1% that actually take a class or look at it. And then there's a percentage of that naturally feel inclined to do it. But you have to get through the willingness to be wrong to get it right. Always interesting. White, blue, especially on the show. So now ask yourself, how did you get it? Did you hear it, see it, or feel it? Or just know it? Or, so it's interesting with me. I started to understand I just get a color and I see it in my mind, but I get a color at the same time. It was like all at once. Very interesting. Monique, I got nothing. Well, maybe I'm really clear. Funny. Um, cool. Well, if you watch people speak live and you like look beyond them, you'll start to notice a silhouette of energy around them. It's really interesting. All right. Thank you so much for the questions and the interaction. We'll get into some readings here. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, cool. So I'm gonna put a link in. There we go. I'm going to put a link. Let me just say this before it. When I put this link in there, the queue, the line with the video line, only allows 10 people. Even if you're in the line, I might not be inclined to read for you. I always want spirit to lead me, right? If I do call on you, I might ask you who you want to connect with or how can I help you. Maybe you have more of a psychic question. I promise a few things. One is I will never lie to you. Two is if I'm not getting something, I'm going to tell you I'm not getting it, or maybe you're not supposed to know, or maybe this isn't the venue to do it, right? If you're going to get up here and be like, "What am I thinking?" or "What happened yesterday at 2:22," don't waste your time with me. Like I'm not here to be a trick pony. You know, I get really annoyed with that, and I'll let you know. So if you want to be disrespectful when you get up here, expect to be disrespected back. Just because I'm spiritual doesn't mean I won't uh, be a jackass back to someone and let them know how I feel. Um, I do readings for a living daily, so I love sharing this space. So please be respectful of one another. A couple other things. Um, Sometimes I'm with someone and it goes longer. Sometimes, or multiple people come through. Sometimes I'm with someone and it's a little bit short relative to the other one, or it starts changing for someone else and it just starts with you. I don't get to control who comes through, how long they stay. I don't get to control the information that I'm getting, and neither do you. All right. That's the best way to do this, in my opinion, in my experience. I find it, people don't necessarily know how to behave with this, or they think that their person is definitely going to come through and they'll make it what it's not. You know, sometimes it's your mother in law. You know, it is. And let me just remind you again, we're going to put some coupons out. So if you're already subscribed, great. If not, please, let me just put a couple links in here and then I'll put the reading link in. If you subscribe to our newsletter, we're doing some new things. And also, let me just put a plug in here again. March 27th, I'm doing something in Hohokus, New Jersey. There's only like, I think there's like 10 or 15 seats left out of the 20 that we're doing. It's an intimate group in Hohokus, New Jersey at House of Beauty. And in April, I think on the 19th, I'm doing something with medium Farrah Gibson it's via Zoom. So you can be anywhere and you can log on. It's on, I believe, a Sunday. If I'm wrong on that, it's April 19th, whatever it is. Check it out. I think you'll have a lot of fun with two mediums going it, uh, doing it together. We've worked together before. It's great. And if you're interested in a butterfly or a reading or a family session, you can see all that on the website. So let me just put this. We do have a wait list. If you sign up for the wait list, usually within like 2 to 5 days, someone will email you and at least give you an idea of the options that are coming up. So don't be afraid to sign up for it. All right, let's see what we got. So I'm going to put this restream in the comments. When this goes into the comments, again, only 10 people can be in there in the queue. So if you keep coming on and you message me, I can't get in. That's why. I can't just miraculously change that. You might have to open up a new tab or browser, right? You might not be able to just click on it. It might not open. You might have to download it. It's free. It's Restream. It's Restream. That allows me to work on multiple platforms and it allows me to pull you up. When you come up, please be quiet. When you come on, if I can't hear your audio and uh, don't see you on video, it's harder to connect with you. So when I pull you up, if I pull you up, um, and also if you're in the chat and you can't download it for whatever reason, I just put it in the link. You see the studio.restream. If you download that here, people are starting to come on. Hey, so I see Wendy, Missy, Betsy, Maura. All right. So just trust me when I say this. The groups that I do are only as good. So it's full, just so you guys know. The groups I do are only as good as the people that I'm working with. So please root for each other and just know that, you know, this might be someone's one opportunity to connect with that person. It might be a child, it might be a spouse, it might be a parent, it might be a sibling, it might be a friend. What it might be an animal like a dog. I get a lot of animals. But I would just say that um, just be chill in this environment. Okay. I want to do this for as many people as I can. And sometimes um, I might think I'm with you and I'm not. I go where the spirit leads me. So if you're over on the side, meaning on the chat, I have the chat on the side. Sorry. If you're in the chat, don't feel like you're not going to get a reading because sometimes, a lot of times, it does go to the comments. It's not necessarily for the people in the video. All right. And if you're in the video side and you're removed, it's because I'm being guided to remove you. It's not because I don't like you or anything like that. So please know that if you get removed from the room, please don't come back unless I ask you to come back. We need to make room, okay? And if you're not clear with that, then I'll have to like move you off the platform and you won't be able to come back on. I really don't want to do that. All right. So let's see what we got going on here. All right. So I put the links in and we have it full. Okay, perfect. So let me just say a few things the way that I work before I get people in here. I have a pen and pad. I kind of write things and get my mind out of the way. I probably make weird gestures and faces. And again, I've been doing this a long time, but I do it day in, day out. I can't control who comes through, how long they stay, what they give me, and neither can you. And if I can't connect, I'll be honest with you. I'd rather be real than be right. All right. I don't mind getting something wrong. I'm very comfortable being uncomfortable. All right. And if I've read for you before, please don't come on the video, especially if I've read for you on this platform. Leave it for other people. Anyone on the platform, I can see you guys on the platform, your videos. Have I read for any of you on this platform? If I have, please. Okay. All right. So I'm actually inclined to go to Missy first. Okay. Let me see if I can pull you up here. So we just need your sound.
Am I
There you
on?
are. There you
Awesome.
are, loud and clear.
I'm good. How
How
are
are you?
you?
I am pretty good. So how can I help you the most tonight?
Um, I just feel like my daughter's been kind of sick over the last few months, and it's been a little bit like,
So hang on, is your mom passed?
no.
So I have an older female
Okay.
first, so it must be mom's mom,
Yeah,
correct? Okay, and also, and her husband passed too, right?
correct. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just aware of them. I really thought it was your mom. So were you very close to this
Yeah,
grandmother?
I was.
Excellent. And also that, so Missy is for
Mm-hmm.
Melissa. Okay, so is she like Mary or something?
No, no, not Mary.
Okay. I keep getting that someone else's name is given to someone else or the initials and it starts with an M. Okay. So just stay with me a second. So was grandma the one who would have had some sort of
Yes.
cancer? Okay. And also, I don't know if I'm mixing this up with your granddad, but do you understand that? I don't know where it started or ended up, but I feel like this would have probably started in my lower abdomen
Mm-hmm.
area. Do you
Yep.
understand that with her? So, and also there's two dogs here. I don't know who they belong to. There's multiple, but I'm aware of a little white one. Do you understand that?
Um, no, no.
So remember I said this because even as you say no, it gets
Okay.
brighter to me. So that means that I'm not trying to be
Yeah,
combative, I
no.
promise. If it's a no and I feel like I'm wrong, but there's this one that's like white and there's one that's gray. Okay. And if it's not specifically gray, it's like a blackish
Okay.
gray. Uh, also, hold on. Um, I don't know exactly what this is. So do you have something of your grandmother's that you wear around your neck?
Not around my neck. No.
Okay. So, oh, so you have a
Yeah.
ring. Got it. And is it true that your grandfather would have passed first?
No.
So she keeps showing me that. So hang on a second. This has to be like a level. Let me just. So there's a second man here, and then I have another woman. So do you have in-laws that passed?
No.
I can't get off of this, so just bear with me a second. And also, there's like somebody that keeps calling out to me that they're saying the name
That's my
Robert.
grandfather.
Okay. So, well, we know we're with you, but there's like two people next to them. Are your other grandparents also on the other
Yeah,
side?
yes.
Okay, sorry. So maybe they're just showing me that. I always feel them next to me,
Yeah.
behind me, kind of thing. But Robert's adamant about making sure that he was no acknowledged.
Mm.
That's how I get it with him.
Yep.
Okay. Your grandmother also makes me feel like I don't know why she keeps showing me this. So do you have her scarf or blanket?
Yeah.
Okay. So just know that she keeps making me feel like she's your angel. She's
Mm.
your angel. She keeps giving me this. So I didn't mean to interrupt you. I know you had a question about your
Yeah.
daughter.
No,
What's going on?
she's been kind of sick over the last few months, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with her. And she's
How old is she?
13, so we're kind of hoping we're figuring it out. But it's been a pretty debilitating.
So is this like cough sick?
No, it's like stomach
What's the
pains.
sick? Oh, interesting. So that's why grandma probably brought up this lower abdomen
Hmm.
area to like, let me just share why. So the thing that I get most importantly is that it's not worst case scenario like your mind is
Okay.
going. All right. It's not necessarily something that someone missed. Um, but I just keep getting like there's a certain sensitivity to something that you guys are overlooking.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't know if that's food or I'm not exactly sure. But also I feel like she also gets like really overwhelmed and fatigued,
Yeah.
right? Okay. I just feel like just gonna so I'm not a medical intuitive and I don't like particularly doing a lot of diagnosis stuff because my impression might be right, but my diagnostics might not be. Okay. Uh, but most importantly, I feel like this is something that does get worked out, but I feel like it's like an internal, like almost like a gut issue, something that's like hard to detect. Like you have to do everything else in order to realize what it is, but it is not cancer. It's not something that's going to take her life or anything like that. I just feel like the thing that I keep getting, and I'm only going to say this because maybe it'll help. I don't know that it's true, but it's like might be
Okay.
bacterial, okay? Or like I just feel like there's like I don't want to say growth, but there's like something that I feel like I can touch or feel within the center of my belly area. And the way I'm getting that with grandma, she's doing this. She's saying yes. So again, what it ends up being and what I'm telling you it is might be two different things, but I feel like the two most important things are that this isn't going to take her life and it's not something that you're missing that you need to worry about like that. Um, I understand that you want her to not be in pain and get comfortable. It is going to take a little bit of time to figure out.
Okay.
Okay, but just like keep going with the process because I feel like you're in really good hands medically.
Hmm.
I feel like you couldn't be in better hands. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, so just trust them on it. And also, she's also there's like a redundancy feeling, meaning that the feeling that I get with her is like, I'm not saying she's exaggerating. Okay, I'm just saying that like you almost like I'm gonna just share this because it's late and I'm tired. There was someone I grew up with, and in sixth grade, apparently she had a tick that stayed under her arm for like 2 years or a year and a half, 2 years. She ended up having Lyme disease. This was like had to be like 1990, and she ended up in a wheelchair for a period of time. And then even the doctors were like, "Listen, you can walk," and she just always still felt like she couldn't. And I just feel like it's maybe 20% not as bad as she's making it out to be, or you think it is.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Especially with the fatigue, and I don't want to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. And I don't know if it's headaches or, but it's crampy feeling. But also, I feel like, please don't kill me for this. Just be clear with her that it's going to be okay, and that because there's a little bit of an attention thing. That's all. All right. But there is something there, but it's not like I don't feel like you should be as worried as you are.
Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
And I know that's scary stuff, very. Um, dealing with people transitioning daily and all sorts of stuff. Your grandma's like reassuring you, and she's funny. So she has blue eyes.
Yeah, they're light. Yeah.
Okay. So I just saw them for a quick second. She just wants you to know she loves
Hmm.
you. and I know that you take care of the ring. And also, there's something here either about a bracelet or a watch.
Okay.
She keeps showing me something around a wrist, but it's like dangling.
Okay.
Uh, and also, are you one of three
Mm-hmm.
kids? So do you have two brothers
Two
or one?
brothers.
Okay. And you also have a boy, though, right?
I do.
Okay. So she's just trying to make sure that I get everyone in.
Yeah.
All right. She just wants you to not worry so much, and she's the one who drops the breadcrumbs for you. Uh, and also, you're a pretty good cook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she makes me feel like she's very proud of you for that because you don't necessarily love it.
Not always.
That's really funny. So, what is the 27th of a month?
I got engaged on the 27th,
Perfect. All right. And
and I
is
have
that,
her ring.
yeah, perfect. And also, is March really significant for you guys?
Yeah, that's when
Is
we got
that,
engaged,
oh,
March
I
27th.
love it. I love it. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
But even for me, I get one beat at a time. Like I don't get everything. It's like catching a rainstorm with a shot glass. So I just try to get like validations for each piece. She just wants you to know that they're everyone's free. She keeps making me feel like they're all together, and she's really funny. So who's Jack? Do you understand this? Really? So are there two Johns?
John? John.
Okay, but someone else is. So is John on the other side? Who's
Yeah,
John?
yeah.
Is that
John
the
is
other
my
grandfather?
my other grandfather who
All right.
passed.
So, but there's someone else living named John or has John as a middle name, right?
That's my brother.
Perfect. Okay. So do they call him Little John?
No,
So I keep getting this nickname like I want to call him Jack or something J. What are his initials?
JR.
Oh, Junior. Maybe I missed it. Okay. I'll take that. So Missy, I hope this helps you.
It
And I
did.
really hope that you find whatever's going on. Um, just don't let it become her identity, is what I
Okay.
want to say. All right. Because it is something that it's not necessarily a quick remedy, but part of it's kind of like her believing that something's wrong with her too.
Okay.
All right. So I wish you all the best and thank you for stopping in.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Take care of yourself.
Bye.
Bye. Beautiful. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna roll the spirit dice. Okay. Um, yeah. So let me just make sure I have the right person. So I feel like I need to go to you, Tina. I just want to make sure I'm with you. So Tina, just nod your head yes if mom passed. Okay, so I definitely have to go. So Tina, do you have a young one that passed? Say no. That's okay. Hold on. I want to make sure I get to the right person with this. Lisa, do you understand that mom passed? Lisa, on the side. Lisa, you have the glasses on? Oh, you're saying yes. Okay. You chatted. There you are. Hey, Lisa. Is the TV on? Can you turn the TV off? It'll be really distracting. You didn't expect to get called on? All right. Can you hear me okay, Lisa? Lisa, you can't text me. You have to talk to me. Can you not
Yes.
talk?
Oh,
Did
yeah,
you
I'm
have someone
sorry. I
else in the
just didn't
room?
understand how it worked.
Oh, that's so funny because you guys can't
I've
see it, I
never
don't
did
think,
this
but there's a
before.
private chat that kept coming up and she's like, yes. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I love it. Okay. So Lisa, so mom passed, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And also, do you understand? Uh, so I have a couple different things here. I just want to make sure I have this right. So is it mom that had the cardiac issues?
Yes.
Okay. And do you also understand with her? This was something that was going on for a while.
Yes.
Okay. She also makes me feel like part of this. So is she the one that smoked?
No.
So do you understand that part of this was help, like her just not taking care of herself?
Yes.
Okay. I don't mean to be judgy. I promise.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just like I'll get,
she had a
I'll get
stroke
no,
at
don't
a
tell me, don't tell
very,
me, don't tell me, don't
yeah.
tell me. I just get these exaggerated impressions that I can't
Mm.
shake until I kind of articulate it. So you just said that she had a stroke probably when she was younger or something like that. But I kept getting that there's these like there's a it's funny because I know I don't understand this. Hold on. So you have a brother, correct?
Yes.
You have a brother that passed?
Yes.
Excellent. Oh, I don't mean that like that. Sorry. Do you know what I mean? I'm just
Hmm.
saying excellent because I understood this before and I wasn't exactly sure who this is. Um, and your dad passed, right?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I was aware of your mom, and then I was aware of this younger person, male, and then I wasn't sure who he was. And just as I got aware of your brother, your dad came in.
Yeah.
Okay. And also, do you understand within the family there's like alcoholism?
Yes.
Okay. Is that dad?
My mom did.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Oh, so that's the health related stuff. Got it.
Hmm.
And I don't know if this is true or not, but is dad the one that would have passed rather suddenly?
The one that passed very steadily was my first husband at a very young age.
I don't feel like that's it. Hold on a sec.
Hmm.
Um, this is like heart related. So did your brother pass unexpectedly
Yes.
or
Yes.
okay.
Heart related.
Okay,
Yes.
got it. Because even when you say it to me, like there's a weird thing where I'll get a ping, like
Hmm.
I'll understand if it's true or not. I don't want to
Hmm.
make things fit, but I also I don't want to like be stubborn
Hmm.
about it. But I just have to say that I'm highly aware that so even though that mom needed a lot of care, she also makes me feel like she was very proactive to the extent that she could be. It's interesting with mom. Do you understand the hiding of liquor?
Before she had her stroke when she was younger,
Okay.
yes.
She just makes me feel like there's always this like underlying issue. And she didn't like almost like didn't want to talk about it or didn't want anyone to know.
Hmm.
All right. And also she's still there's somebody. Do you smoke?
No.
She keeps showing me these long white cigarettes. Who does that make you think of? Female.
Hmm. My sister smokes.
Is she living?
Yes.
Okay, she must. I mean, I can't stop wanting to put a cigarette in my mouth. Like she's trying to get me to the right people. I'm just uh
Hmm. That makes sense.
so and your mom just keeps showing me that. So you have two children?
I have 4 children.
So do you have two boys?
Yes.
Okay. I'm really aware of the two boys. And she just makes me feel like she keeps giving you credit for being a better mom than her.
Thank
Do you understand that?
you. Hmm.
She makes me feel like she wasn't easy.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry. You okay?
Hmm.
All right. Like, and also she's making it so that so it's something interesting with her because there's like this dichotomy, I want to say, like she could be really sweet and loving, but I just feel like she could also be really harsh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And like there's this it's beyond stubbornness. It's almost like part of her wanted things to look good on the outside
Hmm.
to people, like so they wouldn't know things are wrong. There's like this thing about I can't let me just try to get this right. Like if there were issues, it's like everything was kept inside,
Yes.
right? And it's like people can't see us like that, especially if it was her.
Hmm. Hmm.
And she just makes me feel like, you know, that saying, you're only as sick as your secrets.
Hmm.
You ever hear that saying? You never did you?
No.
Good. So remember I said that because
Hmm.
she makes me feel like there's these overtones of having to keep things quiet or keep things nice when things needed to be said or changed and they couldn't be with your
Hmm.
mom. Do you understand that?
Hmm. Hmm.
And also with you, I feel like there's this real powerful uh, driving force in you to just be like the best mom ever,
Yes.
right? And it's like you were going to make up for that no matter what. And she just keeps giving you all these accolades, and she's not trying to take credit from you. But I do have to say, was mom kind of salty?
No, she was very strict.
So do you understand that she was a little bit bitter at the end of her life?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry I got the saltiness, but I
Hmm.
just keep getting there's this, it's almost like her life left a bad taste in her mouth.
Hmm.
Like she knows that she could have done better. And even when she had the opportunities to do it, she just makes me feel like she felt like a victim a lot.
Hmm.
And she was angry about it. And the
Yeah.
strictness also was to keep things in order because shit was chaotic for her.
Mhm.
That's how she makes me feel, or it seemed like that to her. And also, who's German in the family?
Not
Is there?
sure.
There's not German and English.
I'm not really sure.
Remember, I said this, and I want to go to mom's side. Um, and I'm getting something else, but I'm not sure this is for you. So just give me a sec. Do you understand the brown and white dog or something, or the black, brown, and white dog on the other side?
She always had poodles.
And do you understand the name Charlie?
I
They could
have
be
a
living, but this is you have an Uncle Charlie.
uh-huh,
Is it on mom's side or dad's?
mom's.
Is he passed?
Um,
My dog is snoring so loud right
there.
now.
My
Hopper,
uncle's name was
Hopper.
Charlie, and he
Hey,
passed. And then he has a son that's named after him that's still alive.
I'll take that.
Hmm.
I just kept hearing talk about Charlie, talk about Charlie.
Hmm.
Okay. So, do you have any questions? Is there anything I can help you with other than this? I just wanted to make sure I can connect mom with the right person. But I'm getting kind of pulled a little bit in a different direction. How can I help you the most before I let you go? Is there anything else?
There's just one question. I've never had my husband come to me, and
What's
I
his first name?
Rudy.
Rudy?
Hmm.
Um, Not your first husband, though, right?
My first husband. Yeah, he
So this is
died.
the one that you
He
said
got
before
he
passed.
got
Don't
killed
tell
in
me,
a
don't
work
tell me, don't tell me,
accident.
don't tell me, don't tell me.
Okay.
I know you can't help it, but it just
Hmm.
makes my ego want to get involved because now I have a narrative that I feel like I have to fit everything I get in it.
Hmm.
And it makes it actually harder because I have to
Hmm.
compete with, did you tell me this or am I getting this?
Hmm.
Um, so do you understand with him, he was an extremely hard worker?
Yes.
Okay. And also, I don't know what this is. Do you actually, do he work with his hands?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have his gloves?
I have all his clothes.
Okay. So I don't know if these are Carhartt gloves, but he keeps showing me those brown gloves. So I don't know why they're significant. It doesn't, I know people are like, why would they show me gloves? Because they are. They're
Hmm.
showing me gloves. Okay. Does like your son wear his jacket or gloves?
Hmm.
So remember I
I don't.
said this because these are like either work related or winter related.
I don't
Okay.
think
Because
so.
it
I
feels
mean,
rugged to me. So just remember I said that. Maybe
mhm.
ask your son about it.
Yeah.
And also, do you, would it make sense why Rudy would be showing me the month of July?
My daughter's birthday.
Okay. And who's the A name? Yeah. What's your daughter's first name?
Brittany.
I keep getting something here about like Ariana or something like that. Do you
Mhm.
understand this? Really? I'm really, really sure about this. So this might not be for you then. Hold on. I did feel like I'm getting pulled somewhere before, but stay with me. Uh, so do you understand if your husband is like really funny?
Yes.
He makes me feel like he would call you, hey babe.
Hmm.
And I get this. Do you understand that?
Hmm.
Say yes. I need your
Yeah.
voice.
Yes.
Uh-huh. It
Yes.
doesn't make me feel like you're
Sorry.
interested. That's okay.
Yes.
I just want to know I need the energy up for me to
Hmm.
stay connected. Um, I don't understand. So do you wear his ring around your neck?
I did for a while.
Okay. Did you not take it off for a number of years?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He just keeps giving me this thing about the ring, like it's finally not on.
Hmm.
Does it make you feel?
Yes.
Uh, Also, I don't fully understand this. Was this like an accident?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Hmm.
I just kept feeling like, uh, and is this a moving accident or
Um.
impact?
Yes.
Okay. I just keep getting like moved. But hold on.
You
And
know
also,
what?
he does make me feel like he has tried to come through, but he's funny. Uh, he makes me feel like you don't listen, and he says it in a loving way. But he's like, I'm telling you, you shouldn't listen to me. He's funny because he's like trying to drop you, and also like dimes or something. I don't know. He keeps
He
making me feel.
dropped. It's
You
funny. He
understand?
came home from work one day and he dropped dimes off a deck onto me. Yeah.
But that's why we talk about dropping dimes. Great.
Uh.
Because I'm not one that's like they leave you pennies. But when someone
Hmm.
says I'm dropping dimes, like that's
Hmm.
funny. He also just keeps making me feel like you're. Hold on. His mother passed too.
Nope.
So who's the person that sends you cardinals?
I get them all the time since I moved
Okay.
to North Carolina.
So just know it's his way of saying that you're where you're supposed to be. Okay. And he's never not watching you. Um, so I don't know why. So did he call your daughter princess?
Um,
So just remember, don't
she
hang
was
on.
very young.
So do you, so how long ago was this that he passed?
1995.
All right. And how was she like 9?
No, she was
Okay.
almost 2.
He keeps showing me this age range of 9.
My boys were probably 8 and 9.
Okay. So just know I can't go any further because I would need
Mhm.
like a lot of time with you because the way this is coming, it's like one thing at a time. If you want to book a reading, you're more than welcome.
Mhm.
I would just say there's a healing that needs to still happen for you.
Yes.
And it's like no reading or nothing outside of you is going to give you that feeling. There's always going to be that kind of like hole in the soul. And I got to say, he's really funny because he makes me feel like I'm awesome. Like I was so awesome. And he does make me feel like you guys had quite the synergy and quite the love.
Yes.
And you guys, like, you did what you did, and he was good at what he did. And you really took care of him.
Yes.
Yeah. He makes me feel like there's a piece of you that's missing the caring for people at this point. Do you
Mhm.
understand?
Yes.
And he just keeps making me feel like everything's in order as it's supposed to be. There wasn't anything anyone could have done about it. And he just doesn't want you to live so far behind. And he doesn't want you to live feeling like you're unloved, unlovable, or that life is over. He doesn't want you to look at it that way. So I really, really recommend Lisa getting some, whether it's therapy or Reiki or something. But I just feel like he keeps making me feel like there's more that you need to do, not more that you need to think, see, or say. There's more that you need to do for you.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
So I'll leave you with that. And if you want to email me, uh, depending on where you are, I could probably recommend healers and things like that. And thank you. It's always an honor and privilege. He feels like a great guy. And I got to tell you, he just told me he's going with you, not me.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Take care of
Okay.
yourself.
Thank you.
Um, so let me just make sure I have this right. So Tina Smith, I'm going to pull you up here.
Okay.
Hey, Tina.
Hi. I have
Saw of
class.
your dad, but didn't hang on. I must have read for you.
Briefly.
Oh, hey, Tina. Tina, you were at one of my groups, right? A
Yeah.
small group?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's so funny because I kept getting Polish,
Yeah, that's my dad.
uh, like jewelry.
Yes.
I'm gonna say like thick
Definitely.
jewelry.
Yep. Big jewelry.
So
I
did
still
he
have.
did he own his own business?
No.
Okay. So did he drive for a living at one point?
No.
I don't know why he keeps showing me steering wheels and
Oh, he loved his cars.
trucks. Okay. And also, I don't know what this is, but he makes me feel like he's very known, or
Yeah.
like he knew everybody in the neighborhood. I don't know what he's trying to
Yeah.
show me.
He would talk to anybody.
Got it. He loves you very much. I don't fully understand. So, did you actually like change out the diamond on some piece of jewelry or stone? Do you understand this?
No.
So,
No.
he keeps showing me like a bigger stone inserted into something. I don't really understand it. Do you have his pinky ring?
No, I have his wedding ring.
So, does he have like, was he kind of gaudy with his jewelry?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. He kept showing me
No, he
like,
liked big jewelry.
right. It's like, well, look, I'm not judging by saying gaudy. I'm just, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
You're
no.
a Jerseyan, you get it.
Yeah, no,
I
I know.
just mean like my
It's a
dad
big,
wore a
yeah,
pinky
it's a
ring
big ring.
forever, and the way that I get this is like it's
Yeah.
classy,
Here.
but it's also classic
See?
for the time.
It's a big ring.
Perfect. Oh, you wearing it?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why you bring it up. Perfect. Okay. You just keep saying, "Don't worry about everything, honey. Don't worry about everything." And I don't know why he's talking about this. Do you have a two-family house?
Yes.
Oh, he kept showing me like, is there some sort of issue, or you're thinking of changing it? Do you understand this?
Yeah.
Okay. He just keeps saying, just trust your gut. Trust your gut. If you don't change something, nothing's going to change.
Hmm.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
All right. And just keep investing.
Oh God.
Okay. He just keeps making me feel like just keep planning and don't give up on yourself. So I don't know if he's a bigger guy or just a thicker guy, but the
No,
feeling I get with him is like, this is like,
he was little.
so did he just like, was he like,
Big
no,
personality. Like he
I
worked
could
very
take
hard.
that. That's fine. But I still feel like, I don't understand this. So he had a brother, right?
No.
There's somebody else here that's like really thick. And I
His
know you
father.
said it's, you had a big person. I can take all that, but this is different.
There's somebody that might be.
Look, I need to let you go because I'm getting pulled to the left of my screen. So I just
Hmm.
want you to know that your dad wanted to make sure that he came through directly to you.
Okay.
All right. And he'll always love you.
He didn't
And
tell me
he
so.
keeps giving you, like, I'll give you everything I have. I'll give you everything I have from over here. And he just doesn't want you to feel stuck or worried about this situation. And he just keeps saying that. You pray, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just keeps saying, pray on it, listen, trust it, do it. Okay?
Yep.
I'll let you go with that, Tina. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
You got it. So let me just kind of see. Thank you, Terry. Thanks, everybody, for being a good group tonight. Let me just see. I have somebody else here that's like kind of like pulling on my shirt, no, so to speak. Hold on. I had to guzzle inordinate amounts of water. Um, I have somebody here named Paul. This is a man that had darker hair, and they're either like green or blue eyes. I wanted to say blue, but I keep wanting. I don't know if they changed or what, but. And this is somebody that would have passed somewhere around their 30s or 40s. And I have to say, does anyone understand this in the chat or in the video? Oh, Tina,
Yes.
you do. Oh, Tina,
This
who
is
is this?
my brother-in-law. He was
Oh,
six
okay.
seven.
So that's the big dude.
Yes.
Okay, his name is
Yes.
Paul. Okay, and also, I don't know why he's showing me like he must have like a deep
Yeah.
voice.
He was a huge
I don't
guy.
know. Yeah, he just makes me feel
Huge.
like I gotta say it's interesting because he makes me feel like maybe a little loud.
He.
I'm not sure, but he makes me feel like loud and proud or like I'm a
Yep. Oh yeah.
big boy. And
Yeah.
he
He
owned
was
it,
6'7".
although he was super aware of it, but
Yeah.
he owned it. Um, he just wanted to, and also I don't know why. So is he like a smoke a cigar guy?
Yeah. He was a smoker.
Okay. And I don't know what this is about. I feel like I have a. So he knew your dad.
No, he was Australian. My ex Australian. He was in Australia.
So was your ex's father
Yes.
passed? Okay. Because he keeps making me feel like there's no doubt the way he's talking about this connection, it wasn't with your dad. So that would be his. So also, do you understand the black dog on the other side? Specifically, like a mid-sized, too little, or mid-sized.
My family
Me.
had my father had about 9 Scottish Terriers through his life.
Okay.
They're
Was
all
one of
black.
them black? Oh, okay. Sorry. Uh, I'm just listening. I know I look weird.
No,
People are like, you
when you
okay?
said that, I
I look
didn't even
confused,
think because he's in Australia.
yeah, no, that happens. I'm so glad that he stayed because like it was like someone was pulling on my shirt, like the big
Yeah,
guy's here. I was like, and when you said larger than life, I can understand that because sometimes it can happen. But this was very specific. I don't understand this. Hold on. He keeps giving you, so I don't know if you were
no,
really close with him, but he keeps making me feel like you did all the right
yeah,
things. Do you understand that? It's like he's giving you the applause or the okay, and he doesn't want you to forget that it, like he keeps, okay. So your mind can go back and romance what it
yeah.
could have been. Okay, he keeps making me feel like it's important that it's important you trust your judgments. Uh, I don't know why he keeps showing me sitting around a fire. I don't know why. Um, and so did he have an issue with drugs?
No,
Do you understand another male here that would have had like a heroin
no.
addiction?
I don't.
All
I
right, so
don't know.
listen, let me go to you.
Yeah.
No, no, but listen. I'm just glad that Paul came through and your dad came through. The fact that he gave me his name and was a bigger guy, and it was right at the end after we finished, and then you came back up. I'm just
Okay.
grateful you
Right.
got the message from him. That to me is always acknowledging that they're
Yeah.
together,
It's all
that
my
they're always
fault.
okay, and that they're home or visiting. And he just wants you to remember that it's not about doing perfectly; it's just about doing the
Yep.
best you can. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. So I have to go to this younger male. I feel like this is somebody's son or nephew. This is blood, and this is somebody that had like a heroin issue. I don't mean to be like so specific. Uh, they might have ended up dying of fentanyl, but this is like I keep seeing patches. So I think they were trying to come off, or they were off and on heroin, but then they had taken either a pill or I think should just stick with me a sec. And this had to be about 2 years ago, or maybe a little bit less, a little bit more, but about 2 years ago or less. Does anyone understand that in the video over here? Video line? Does anyone understand this in the chat? So, KT, you understand this with your brother? Does anyone understand that? So, would he have died in his 20s, KT? I just want to make sure I'm like, my first job is like, who's here and who they here for. If I get the right person to the wrong recipient, it just doesn't work. You get like yes, no, maybe, kind of. So, KT, you understand that? That he would have been in his 20s, 30s would have been max. KT, you stopped responding, or I'm not seeing it. Yes, he was 26. So, KT, I'm going to put a link in there. So, listen, everybody in the video chat, I want to make sure that I can get her up here. So, I'm gonna remove all of you. I'm just going to say this one time. The people that are in there now, I want you to come back after. Anyone that's not in the room right now, please don't log in and try to sneak in because I can see them and I'll see you and I'm psychic. All right. I don't mean to make light of it, but the people on the side, well, KT, can you get in with this link? I'm just going to post the link to you in the reply and I want you to try to get on it. All right. First, download it, get on it. Otherwise, we have to do this through chat and I don't want to remove everybody. There you are. Oh no. Is that you? Where'd you go? KT? You wrote, okay. All right, KT, you might have to download it on or open it in a different browser and something like that. It's not so easy if people aren't familiar with it, but it shouldn't be complicated. It's free. So try to come up if you can. Carrie, I understand it's your friend too. Okay. I do feel like this is I felt like it was blood, like family. So I'm not saying that a friend can't feel like family. So stay with me on this, okay? So Christy and Janet, I don't know if she's trying to get on, so just be patient with me a sec, okay? If I had the name Kellyanne, I would have said it, I promise. Names come, obviously, but like with Paul, but 99% of the time they'll give it to me if I'm supposed to get it, or if they can get it through. I don't know if she's actually going to be able to make it on. Katie, there you are. Hi, Katie. How are you? I know that's a loaded question. Are you there?
Good. How are you? Yeah.
I'm good. So you're a little delayed. I just want to make sure. Can you get somewhere stable or sit, or because the sound keeps going in and out? You want to get somewhere you know you can sit or stay?
Yeah. Let me turn the light up.
Where'd you go? In the closet?
No.
I feel like there's a light on my head. It's like a beacon off of my shiny head. Okay, there you are. Okay, Katie. So your brother passed. I'm really sorry. And do you understand with him that it was like an overdose?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you also? You're a little delayed, so forgive me if I'm for crisscrossing. Um, and also with him, do you understand that he was on and off? I think it was heroin for a while.
Yeah.
And do you understand that he actually got clean or got straight for a bit
Yeah.
or several?
Hmm. Tried a few times.
Okay. And was it fentanyl that took his life, though?
Yes.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Because the two specifics were younger 20s and family. And your mom's
Yeah.
living? So I think he's trying to get through to say hi.
Okay.
All right. Because, and not that he's not here for you too. I didn't mean like that. But it was like, he just kept showing me that he was somebody's son or also, I have to say, so are there two of you still remaining?
Yes. Yep. Me and my youngest brother.
So Katie, and you have a brother? You have a brother, right? Yeah. He just keeps making me hyper aware that uh, he's just glad his brother isn't like him.
Yeah.
And also that I have to say this because when I get young men and I'm a sober guy and I've had my share of stuff. If you name it, I probably had it. I named it like the Grateful Dead till I saw them on acid. So I've been around the block with that stuff, and I'm not making light of it. But he he just keeps making me feel like it might have been unexpected and a surprise, but it wasn't necessarily a surprise in the long view of things. Looking back, do you understand that?
Yeah.
Meaning, like the route, the way he was going about it, he just makes me feel like it was a shit show for him.
Yeah. He had a close call.
Do you understand that? Like he was always taking something.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
was always
So
living
he
on.
just keeps giving it to me in a way that, like, I have to say it like this. Like he just makes me feel like even though it's his doing, and it seems like it could have been avoided, he just makes me very clear that even though he could put on a good face and make everyone feel like he's going to be okay, he just makes me feel like there were a lot more. Uh, there was a darker side of things, and he would take things. He was constantly living like an addict. Doesn't mean he was always using, but he just makes me feel like he wasn't going to get better. That's how he keeps giving it to me.
Hmm.
And he doesn't want people to paint him out to be like a saint or coulda, shoulda, woulda. He just wanted to show up here. Also, who's Ryan?
You say Ryan?
Ryan or Brian? Yeah.
Doesn't ring a bell.
So do you have a
No.
son? Can't get that out of my head. Um, just ask your mom. So does it make sense that mom would have had a child that didn't come? There was one at least.
Not for my mom, no.
Is it for you?
Yeah, I had one that didn't come.
Okay. So he's making me aware of the
Okay.
little soul. All right. And you're very delayed, so I'm just sorry. It's like it's hard enough to
Yeah,
do it on this
you're fine.
platform, but to do it like this, and I'm not making excuses. I promise. I want to try to get this as best I can. But he just keeps wanting to prove to you that this is really him. And also, I know that this is February. What is so significant about February?
No, my mom's birthday.
Perfect. So he was trying to come through then, because even in the beginning, I had this younger male, but it wasn't so clear. But he just kept making me feel like he's somebody's boy, and he just wanted to show up in a
Hmm.
positive way. He didn't want it to be all about how he lived and what happened. He just keeps making me feel like he just wants you guys to know that he loves you, and that also mom was like, I don't know if it's ride or die, but he makes me feel like she would have done anything for
Yes,
him.
yeah.
True. He just wants her to thank her for that and not put any of this responsibility on her. He wants to own it and take that from her and
Okay.
all of you guys. And he just doesn't want anyone to feel that they have to either not talk about him, paint him in a certain light, or make him who he wasn't and who they thought he could be or should be, or that it's taboo to talk about it. He does make me very aware that it's still such a raw subject. So was this only
Hmm.
like a few years ago or less?
Like 9 years ago, yeah.
I have to say too, he doesn't want you to stop trying for kids. That's what he keeps
Oh,
giving me. All right.
okay.
So look, I I I think I'm about out of I can't really understand anything else. It's like he just keeps waving to you and to mom and to his brother. But I just have to say that he just wanted to make sure that he showed up for you guys. Has he never come through for you before?
Um, I've done one reading in the past, but he didn't really come
Did he
through.
come?
No.
Right. He just keeps making me feel like this big deal about showing up and showing up in a timely way for mom's birthday. But he doesn't want to upset her or upset you. He just wants you guys to know that he's with everyone else on the other side.
Okay.
Okay. Um, it's kind of funny. So,
Yeah, he was funny.
oh, I don't know if he's trying to say two. Are there two Catherines? I know you're Katie. So do you
Yeah.
have or did you have two cats?
My mom had two cats, two Siamese cats when
Perfect.
we were growing
Okay.
up.
We just kept talking about the two cats, and I wasn't sure if he was talking about Catherine's because then I saw your name was Katie, so I can confuse
Hmm.
that because it's audio the way I'm getting it. But he wanted you. That's his way of saying might not be the thing that, but I couldn't Google that, and I always ask him to give me shit I can't Google. And he just keeps giving it to me in a way like he's with everybody. This really is him. Okay. And the fact that they're two Siamese cats, which is a little bit weird, but he just makes me feel like he brings them up because nobody else would know that.
Right.
And he just wants to be sure that you guys all understand that he's here. Who else has the K name that's a boy?
My younger
Yeah,
brothers, Kyle.
is it Kyle? Oh, wish he didn't say it. Okay. So just know he's trying to get through and let you know that this is him. Okay, and he loves you guys, and he's going to be his guardian angel, and he's going to watch you over everything that he can. And I have to say this in a way that hopefully brings you peace. He keeps giving it to me in a way that, like, there's this very agi- uh, anxious version of him up front. That's funny, but he's very quick because he had to be, because he's kind of like deflective, but he just makes me feel like he just wants everyone to know that he's really at a place of peace on the other side. Like there's not this inner kind of battle or feeling good enough, not good enough kind of thing. And I think your mom will get that more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
But he just wants you to know that you're you living your life the way you're living your life should be for you, not anything to do with feeling like you have to hold up anybody else because of what happened to him.
Okay.
And he just keeps making me feel like he's just thanking you. It's like you turned into a parent young. And he just wants you to know that he sees you. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, Katie, best of luck with everything. And don't forget to tell mom happy birthday, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, everybody. I'm out of juju. So I know we did a guided meditation and I said I would do another one. I'd like to do that with y'all. I'm sure a bunch of people will log off because we're not going to do any more readings. But I still want to close out with just a brief guided meditation if we could. And again, if you're looking for a reading, a one-on-one, and you want a actual reading for 40 minutes or 60 minutes, just go to Medium Drew and book a reading, get on the wait list. They'll reach out to you in a couple days with some options. I think we're booking in a couple months out, 4 to 6 months, 3 to 6 months, something like that. But I try to make as much available as possible. I also do a lot of healing, like soul sessions where I do like a reading and then it's followed by Reiki. I find it really, really cathartic for people. So if you're interested in that, there's that too. It's a 2 hour kind of experience with me. It's a little slowed down. I actually find people get a lot out of them. I only do healing for people that have been to me for a soul session because I want to know that I can work with you and that you can work with me and that it's like going to be transformative and healing. I don't just do open Reiki sessions for everybody. I do have Reiki healers that I've trained and that I trust and that I sometimes go to. So if you're interested in just getting healing, you can always email us. We did put up a new website, so there's some new stuff on there. There's blogs and stuff like that. All right, so close your eyes. Oh, and please don't forget about the Hohokus thing, March 27th. That's so weird. I got that date for somebody just before, didn't I? So it's so funny because it comes through me, not from me. I never remember. It's like a broken pieces of a dream. So March 27th in Hohokus, New Jersey, Bergen County. And April, we have an open group for me and Farrah Gibson. We work really well together. It's a lot of fun and it's pretty electric. We're going to do it via Zoom, so it doesn't matter where you are. All right. So just allow your breath to get into a natural rhythm and allow your out breath to be a little bit longer than your in breath. Just feel your shoulders relax. Feel your face muscles relax. And as you continue to breathe, you start to notice this perfect pearl again at the root of your breath or the center of your chest. With each in and out breath, it becomes more vivid and more vibrant, and it expands a white light outwards in all directions like a star in the sky. Just notice your breath again becoming white as if it's cold out. And allow this white light to align you, heal you, protect you. And there's this sliver above your head in the atmosphere, and this gentle light blue wave of calm pours down through your mind, face, down your spine, your shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. Continues on like a liquid light down through your chest, your back, torso, hips, down through your knees, through your feet, into the earth as far as the mind will allow it to go. And just allow yourself to just become a state of being for just a few moments. Just allow yourself to just be. And just trust that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're guided, loved, and looked after. And if you want, or you can, put your hand over your chest. Just feel that love, the energy flow into you from the Great Spirit. And please remember that the divine design runs through you, from you, to you, so that life happens for you. Thank you all so much. You can open your eyes when you're ready. If you want to drop a comment or you want to tag me somewhere or share this with somebody, follow, like, we always appreciate that. And I will be back as often as I can. All right. God bless. Thanks, everybody.